Okay, taking off my mask to talk to you for a few minutes. I've ordered more peacock molds because I love them. And I might do more creative stuff with it later, but right now I'm just having fun adding glitter and putting it in the mold. So I've mixed up roughly 8 ounces of resin. These take 3 ounces each, so that's 6. And I've got a couple left for these items, so I should be good. As I said before, there's a link below the video with all my resources. I always provide that. I do it for my own personal sake so that I can go back and look at a video, and if there was something I really liked about it, I can go back and watch the video. So for someone who has a terrible memory, this is the way to go for sure. Okay, so the ones I did first had a little bit more of a purple feel to it. And so today, I'm going to go in a little different direction. And more bluish purple this time, maybe. Go with that royal blue kind of feel. This is alcohol ink, and it's Baja Blue by Pinata. I'm just going to put 2 drops. I just want to slightly tint my resin. And as you see with alcohol ink, when you're mixing it into your resin, it takes a minute to kind of get it in there. It kind of hangs around the top edges and all that, so you kind of got to work it in, stir it, scrape it. So, you know, it's just very slightly tinted, as you can see, barely. Then I've got Let's Resin, Pearlized Pigment, Sapphire Blue. That was about 4 drops or so. I'm just starting small. I want to just give it a tint with a little bit of a pearlized finish inside there. That gave it just a little hint of shimmer. And that may be all that I really want, to be honest, because glitter is going to be what shows up for this party. I think that's what makes the peacock molds or resin coasters so pretty, is just the glitter itself and then the etching. There's etching in the mold, so when you pour the resin in, it leaves those indentations in your resin, and then you put your acrylic paint on after it cures, and that's what leaves that gold, but it's not at the surface because it's in the indentations. Okay, so that's really good. That's all I'm going to do is just add that little bit. And then I went on a shopping spree at Michael's. This is Chunky Glitter, and it's Mixed Mermaid. I was trying to find the name of it. So there goes a lot of that sparkle in there. And then this is Recollections Specialty Polyester Glitter Plum Prune is what it's called. So this is bigger confetti, and it's purple. So I want a little of that. And this is Jewel. So it's greens and golds. And I'm going to put a little of that in. And then this is Counterculture Flakes Green Gala. And it is They're flakes, and as you can see, they're very, I don't know, holographic. They got more oomph to them than the regular glitter. So I'm going to put in a good amount of that. So let's see what this, ooh, it is pretty pretty, just stirring it at the top. There's a channel that I watch, her name is Petra, and she's in another country. She's got a strong accent, and she also carries mica powders in an Etsy shop, and I just love to watch her resin ideas and the things she creates. And she always talks about her, besides the mica powders, her flitter flakes. She calls them flitter flakes, and I always thought that sounded strange, but I totally get it because they kind of flitter around. You know, when they're real lightweight, they flitter. Oh, this is just divine. I don't know if you can see the colors, but there's a little bit of everything in there, and that's exactly what I wanted. Yay! So I'm going to pour the molds first. So you kind of just let it go in and you let it spread out. I'm going to pour in this little pendant, faith pendant. Let some of that get behind that little top part that's right at the very top. Sometimes it's hard to guess how much you're pouring, and you just go a little bit too far. So I'm going to get a little bit of that out of here. I don't want it like, I should have put gloves on and I didn't, because I end up using my fingers. That's why I keep alcohol right nearby. Okay, so back to these. This one is pretty good right here. It's just almost full. I'm going to add just a little bit more, so you almost see a little bit of a mound in the mold, just a little bit, even though it's the back of the coaster. Sometimes if you turn it too, you can see like one side is, so I'm just making sure I got enough, because you want them to be even. So they both look about the same in the mold, so that's great right there. And then I'm going to do these little earrings. So instead of the foam grips, I think I'm going to do 2 square coasters. And even if I just get one layer and I have to put another layer on the back or embellish it and put a clear coat on it, you never know. Because I like doing that. I don't care if there's some glitter in here. There's little pieces of glitter everywhere. But that's okay, because there's glitter all in this resin. And then these are not going to be filled up, but then I can do something really pretty with them too. So it's a win-win. Just kind of hit it really fast, kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to spritz it with alcohol. Just to help with any bubbles, but really with the glitter, you don't see a bunch of bubbles. The glitter's good at kind of camouflaging that as well. So I'll just put a pretty layer of either clear with something in between, or I'll put a really vivid single color on this side of glitter or something, just to give it a pretty background. I also use Counterculture medium viscosity, equal parts A and B always. It was the resin, which I love, love, love. And I'm going to cover this, and we will come back tomorrow and unveil these pretties.
Let's see these beauties. Look at that. Now that's perfection. Beautiful shimmer. Gorgeous. I'm not going to demold these because I know what they look like. They're going to look just like that. I'm going to add another layer of resin, so I'm going to put those aside. There's the pop socket. Beautiful. There's the Faith little pendant, which I'm going to etch just like the peacocks. And might not, on these earrings, I might not put in gold this time, just so that all the glitter shows, because the glitter is what makes it so pretty. So when you have thinner pieces like this, sometimes they are a little flexible the next day, but these are not. The coasters are not flexible. Again, with the pop socket, I use Gorilla Glue, super glue, and you can use E6000. I don't load it up, I just put enough to make a bond, and then I put the side I don't want as the finished edge facing downward, and then I press and I twirl it just to help spread that glue evenly, and then I just press firmly and hold it for a few seconds. And you can, once you get it centered, you can kind of let it sit. This time I'm going to use 24 karat gold by DecoArt, just to see if it looks any different from the folk art gold. And so what you take is your scruffy brush. Oh yeah, this has more sparkle to it for sure. This beats folk art treasure gold, it beats them all. And you go to all the edges and scrub in, and I'll fast forward through this. Beautiful. So I noticed on these, and probably because I haven't waited a full 24 hours, I did it after maybe 14, 16 hours. When it dries, when this wet part dries on it, it goes a little dull. Probably because I've been rubbing paint into the surface of it. Let me see if I can polish it up really fast. Use this lovely gold. Okay, so I did this a little too soon on the gold on top, but I think the resin on top of it will take care of it, because you can see how beautiful and clear this one is, how sparkly it is. And so I want to bring back the color on these. So I'm going to fill these up with remaining resin, and I decided I'd use purple because that would be a great complement to the beautiful colors that are in it. Even though I used blue, I think the purple would be a great complement. So I'm going to put Let's Resin Lavender, which is a lighter purple. I'm out of the regular purple. I'm used it up already because I'm a purple lover. So that's nice and shimmery. It's almost like putting mica powder in your resin, but it's a pigment. It's pearlized. Doesn't have quite the shimmer of mica powder, but it's very lovely. And then I've got generic fine purple. Kind of a color shift. It's kind of a bluish purple. I'm going to put a good healthy sprinkle of that in, and then I've got chunky purple glitter. I got this at Michael's. Of course, I'm using Counterculture, always medium viscosity. This is one of those multicolored chunky things, about $7 at Michael's, not a bad deal. Stir that in. So just a glittery purple. It's not going to be like this at all. Just something to give it a background. This will be the bottom side of the coaster. I want this to be clear. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit. Okay, so I put another layer of resin. I flood coated these because when I put the acrylic paint on, it was really kind of too soon, and it kind of dulled the resin a bit from me scrubbing it so much.
So I flood coated it, and look at the sparkle. Isn't that beautiful? And then it's just kind of glittery on the back, but they're like 2 jewels. And then here is the, I've got paint on my fingers, but this is the Faith pendant. So you can see that Faith there, but look how sparkly. And the one little pop socket grip thing for your phone. I made that, and it goes on the back of a phone, which makes it like a holder. So this all came from the same glitter. And let's see what these look like. Look at that sparkle. So this is this without the gold on top of it. I'm going to add the gold to these as well. You can see the layers of resin, the 2 layers, but I'm gonna run my pen just along the edge. You don't have to really direct it, you just kind of leave it in the same spot, and it'll kind of fill that paint in for you in a straight line. You can tell when it's getting a little bit lower and you need to press it or shake it to get it started again, because typically it just does a really beautiful, even, thick coat that looks just gorgeous. First coat, but anyway. I do not have a steady hand, so it's not my skills, it's just the way you hold the pen against the coaster that gives it that nice straight edge. You can see the nibs get rough looking, and you can actually turn them around and use the other end of it too. I use acetone for cleanup with the gold paint. You can use paint thinner, but acetone works just as well. And you have to let the coats dry, and then you can do a second coat, but you can't do it too quick or it'll take it right back off. So I hope you enjoyed this beautiful video of these gorgeous, gorgeous, sparkly peacocks. Love them. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. you.